Ooh, what is going on, guys? It's Shu here, bringing you another review on Dr. Stone. That's right, we're back. First 3 episodes. I'm sorry for not giving weekly reviews on this one, but we're going to try to go back on the schedule starting this week, so it would be episode 4. So apologies, guys. I am putting out the reviews as basically as soon as you guys are seeing it. I did the day of, so it's been busy, but there's no excuse. Let's go ahead and just get right into it. So we start off with this episode with episode 1. We see how the group, now with Zeno being part of the group and having everyone there, it was nice having everyone there and basically trying to build things back up. The goal is to get to the moon. They want to take down Y-Man. The threat that they had of, do you want to die, was a scary one, but this does not frighten Zeno. It doesn't frighten Senku. It doesn't frighten, well, it does frighten everyone else, but not those two. So the goal is, rather than them working together for the same objective, they're going to split the work up and split the people up, which is smart because, divide and conquer. I understand. And so they decide to do a lot of splitting. Most of the groups are, I want to say, evenly divided. You kind of feel bad for, characters like, I guess you can say Ginro and all those, even our capable woman who wanted to be with Senku. But hey, it is what it is. Tanjiro isn't with Senku, which I think is kind of sucky, but Chrome is. Of course, Ryu is going to be with him. And obviously we know that our girls are going to be there. Our boy, what's his name? Gen is going to be there. Sorry, I couldn't remember his name for a second. So I guess you could say the important characters are going to be in this group. And their first objective is trying to get to Spain. And they then kind of go there. I love how they get there pretty quickly, and once they get there, they are getting a lot of food. Obviously, this is kind of going into episode 2. We see them like grabbing people, bringing people back, just kind of building up. And yeah, I gotta say too, seeing the willingness of people who have been brought back, obviously language barrier being an issue, but seeing the people being brought back and willing to help out, is nice. It makes you feel like, if something were like this to happen, will people be nicer with limited resources? It's not like now where, obviously not everywhere, but a good portion of the world, things are accessible. And what if, it's always the question of, what if the world was to be turned on its head and this would be what happens? Kind of hard to imagine, but it could. Who knows? But of course, it's more of a pit stop, trying to get to Spain and trying to get the stuff they need. They got some olive oil, which was great. They were able to make some things, churros, which is nice to see, and overall nice experience. But one of the things that kind of surprises me is the fact that they are needing smarter people, someone that can help them mathematically get the numbers right for them to create what they need, which is a rocket. And so Ryus actually thinks of an idea of going to India, where there's people that are, and I feel like this is, I'll be honest, when I thought about this, like stereotypical, people from India are good with math. I'm thinking it's not something that it's, it's not like it's genetic, it's not. But it's one of those things that you just, I guess families or just the culture, math is a big thing. And so we think of, or Ryusu thinks about someone specifically that they have, that he wants to bring back that's over there. However, they do have a little bit of trouble, and they actually have to kind of use the little rocket that they already were creating to kind of destroy like this buildup of what looks like to be kind of like a dam. And so thankfully Chelsea was able to kind of see and was able to kind of have Senku direct this rocket to be able to destroy this buildup of debris that was a small canal that kind of would cut through rather than having to go the long way, going across Africa, the continent of Africa, going up into India. So them going through this, I believe it was the Suez Canal, and they're going through that, which they do, and they make it to India, and they find the person that they're looking for. And I love how this in this episode 3, you know, we talk about how, you know, Kohaku thinks about her sister Rui, and how, like, Chrome also thinks about her. And obviously, you know, he thinks about her romantically, not like, but he's oblivious to it. He's not aware of his emotions there, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. But, you know, we have him thinking of her, and also the fact that, you know, with hearing all this, we have we're used to talking about who he's referring to in India. And it turns out that once they brought this guy back, he's actually really nice. Problem is, we find out, thanks to this guy named SAI, he's actually Ryusu's older brother. And he does not want to be around him. He's like, I'm not going to help you out. I don't want to be around you, bro. Like, you made my life kind of hell. I do not want to be part of the conglomerate anymore. But it's a different world. And, you know, he's no longer part of that. It takes him a little bit to kind of adjust, but he's still not on board with it. All he really wanted to do was be a programmer. He's not that he's intelligent like that. He's not mathematical. He's just a programmer. And he does end up, you know, kind of having a rough time with it, but he makes a breakthrough, and he finally actually decides that he's gonna, you know, still write program, and he does that for the entire night. He's just writing on the walls in his room. And we see that when Senku and the group arrive into his room, they see all this writing, and they're like, we got the idea of having the rocket not necessarily be driven by humans, but we can create a Nintendo and actually use this Nintendo to control the ship from there. And so the ideas are hatching. I like it. Sai is an interesting character and a great addition, and I think, in my opinion, and we'll see how it goes. So overall, it's been a fun start, a little bit of a slow start, but it's picking up. Let me know what you guys think. Again, apologies. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all later.